The integration.
Okay. In today's session, we'll see how to connect VS Code with a Salesforce. So if you want to work with a LWC, you have to install or you have to integrate Salesforce with Visual Studio Code. In today's session, we'll see how to do that step by step. Okay. So prior to this, whenever you want to integrate Salesforce with the Visual Studio Code, in your system, VS Code should be installed. Okay, so I'm opening VS Code, Visual Studio Code first. Yeah, as in internet also, you get at least one blog as a reference, and I'll explain you by taking that as a reference. So I'm taking a blog of ApexRS. By taking help of this blog, I'll explain you. So if you have not installed any extension, sorry, VS Code in your system, initially try to download the recent VS Code from this link. So if you click by configuring by clicking on this, complete the installation process first. Once you install that, as it is already installed in my system, once you install that, to support this VS Code for the Salesforce or to establish integration between Salesforce and VS Code, we have to install Salesforce Developer Experience CLI, or we can say Salesforce CLI. So based on your laptop, you can install that specific CLI. So coming to my laptop, mine is Windows 64-bit. I'm downloading this one, Salesforce CLI. Okay, 64-bit. I'm downloading this one. That is as it is downloading now. Once Salesforce CLI downloaded, I'm clicking on that as it is downloaded now. So yeah, so it is asking to install. I think it is already installed in my system. So I'm trying to install it. File. As it is installing. For installation, it will take some time. As it is already installed, to check whether it is installed or not, what you can do is you can open command prompt. So you can type sfdx and I'm typing. I want to know the version of this one. Whatever the Salesforce CLI installed. Oh, it's giving an error. So now here, it is not working with sfdx command. That's why I tried with sf, just sf. With that, it is giving an outcome. Okay. So initially, what I did here is just I entered sf. So if you enter sf, it will give all the possible commands in it. Okay. So what we can do, what are the different packages available in this? It will give complete notes of this. Okay. Just I typed sf. So if you enter sf, just here what I did is just I updated the version. Okay, so now simply what I'm doing is I'm typing sf to show you that what's happening here. So whenever we type sf, it will give all the available commands in this CLI. Okay, so what is the current version of this CLI and everything it will give. Okay, this is about this. If you want to see the version, just sf hyphen hyphen version is a command. As it is installed, initially you can check whether it is installed or not. If it is installed directly, if you check the version, it will give the current version. If it is not installed means you have to install it by downloading the package. So in my system, as it is already installed, that's why I'm not touching this one. Okay. Once you have a VS Code, once you have installed this one, next what you can do is you have to install Salesforce extension pack from VS Code. So as I already explained you in the basic session, how to install package and everything. Okay. Yeah. So what you can do is after opening VS Code, you can click on this extensions. Once you click on this extension, and here you can search like, okay, Salesforce extension pack. Salesforce extension pack. You can see this is the expanded one, which is having more libraries. I'm clicking on this. You can see it is already installed in my computer. That's why I'm not touching this one. If it is not installed in your computer, it will ask you to install. By clicking on install button, you can install Salesforce extension pack. Okay. So if you install this package, then only you can be able to use all the functionalities of like how like Salesforce classes or AWS or anything in the VS Code. Okay. Once you install this extension pack as well, then we have to create one project. Okay. So to create a project, shortcut is after going to this VS Code, simply you can click on Control Shift P. Okay. So by going into the package, you can click on Control Shift P shortcut. Then next here you have to type SFDX. So whenever you click on SFDX, you'll get some SFDX commands. Now here I am going to create SFDX project with manifest. I'm selecting this option. Once I click on that, it will ask some options. Let's see. So I'm creating a standard project. Okay. Enter project name. So LWC. Wait. Okay. I'm giving project name like LWC training. On which folder you have to do, we have to select that folder. So coming to the folder, I have created a folder with the name. Okay. I'll store it in JS only. Let's see. Okay. So in this, I'm creating a folder. So whenever you create this thing here, you will see complete project structure. Here, the complete project structure will be created. You can see in these scripts, manifest. If you go to manifest, you get a package.xml. So in this package.xml, you can see all the supported members whenever you want to deploy some components in your Salesforce or Apex classes or Apex components, Apex page, test shoot, Apex triggers. So whatever the components you want to deploy, all this deployment list will becomes here. So whenever you're working on some project, let's suppose if you don't want this complete shoot before deploying the components, so that these components won't be deployed into Salesforce environment. So if you right click on this package.xml and at the bottom you can see like these are the different options. So this is about creating a project. So whenever you want to create a project, simply you can click on Control Shift P. Whenever you click on this, it will ask like a create project with manifest. By clicking on this, by selecting standard project, you can create a project. So once the project structure got created, you can see package.xml. In the package.xml, if you want to include any extra like extensions, or if your this project needs to support many things, you can add those things. Or if you want to remove some component before deploying that, you can remove those things as well. That's what you can do. Then next we have to authorize a org. Okay. So the next step is authorizing a org. You can see these are the steps to authorize a org. Again, what we have to do is to authorize a org. As I'm not explaining standard commands as of now, basically we can use standard commands as well. Okay. Control Shift P. So here, what I'll do is I'll type SFDX authorize an org. So you can see authorize an org, authorize a dev hub, like that will be getting several options. So oh shit, it's gone. So once again, I'll do that. Okay, SFDX. So you can see authorize a dev hub. It is a feature which is used to authorize a dev hub and create like a to create a scratch org and integrating with scratch org. I'm not going through that one now. Initially, I'll show you how to integrate a Arc, how to integrate your Salesforce Arc. So coming to the Dev Hub, it will be like a Dev Hub feature will be available for production environments only. For sandboxes, we won't have Dev Hub. Okay. So I'll show you what is Dev Hub and how to enable it in the upcoming sessions. Now we'll see. I'm taking like project login URL I'm specifying. Okay. So by default, it is a production environment only. You can go with this one, or by default login URL we can select. Okay. VS Code arg, for this arg, if you want to give any default name, you can give. Okay. LWC rain. Okay. I'm giving this name and I'm saving this one. So whenever we run this one, it will take us into by default browser. There we have to log in with the credentials. So in the backend, like whatever the commands we are calling, like in the backend commands will run. So you can see it is navigating me to Salesforce page. So now here what I'll do is log in with different account. Oh, this is not the correct one. I have created a user. So create learning LWC dot. Okay. Here I'll specify my username. Once you specify credentials and if you click on login, it will take us into the, like it will be succeeded. The connection will be succeeded. If everything password and username are correct, you can see you have successfully logged in. You can now close the browser and tower window. Okay. So if you close also, it won't impact anything. Now what you can do is you can go to VS Code. Once you go to VS Code, at the bottom you can see whatever the arc we have created, that will be shown here. Okay. So if you want to open same arc in the Chrome browser or any other browser, simply what you can do is you can click on open arc. So if you click on open arc, here again one more command will run. You can see the everything will be showing here. Now it will be open. Once it is opened, you can see in the Chrome browser, whatever the arc we initialized previously, that arc will be opened. Okay, this is about how to open arc. And the next we'll see like how to like create a members, or like let's suppose as we created a project, or else let's suppose we might have a lot of code files in our like project. So for that purpose, what we can do is, so now I'll go to VS Code. In this now, if you click on package.xml, now you can see the few more options are coming here. Deploy source in manifest to org. So if you want to deploy this complete project in your org also, you can do it now. Now here you'll be having another option. Retrieve source in manifest from org. So if you want to retrieve the code from the org also, you can do. Like that, we'll be having several options. Let's suppose, yeah, is the thing. Now, let's suppose if you want to create new Apex class, at that time, what you can do is, again, you can click on Control Shift P and SFDX open create, you can type. So you can see Apex class, Apex trigger, like that, you'll get all the option. Whatever the thing you want to create, you can create it by taking help of these things. Okay. So like that, we can do. This is about simple way of integrating or connecting Salesforce with VS Code. Okay, with these, I'm stopping for today. In the next session, we'll see how to create Apex class and how to create. Yeah. Prior to that, I'll explain you one more thing. Like, so some people might think like every time connecting with this VS Code and learning LWC is somewhat difficult. For them, I'll suggest you will be having one extension, that is a Chrome extension. We called that extension as Lightning Studio. Okay, what you can do is you can go to Chrome extensions. Chrome Web Store extension. I'm going to Chrome Web Store extensions. So in this, you can type Lightning Studio. you can see Lighting Studio. This is the one which I have already installed. So if it is not there in your system, you can install it. Okay. So you can install it. For me, it is asking like remove from Chrome. As I already installed, that's why it is showing to remove. While if you are doing it first time, it will ask you to add to the Chrome. Okay. So you can see if this extension is installed, if you logged in into any Salesforce org, here you'll see a symbol, Lighting Studio symbol. You can click on this. Whenever you click on this, it will take you into the connected environment. Like it is like a VS Code kind of structure environment it will take you into. So from here also you can create Apex classes and everything. So you can click on file, and here you can create new Apex class, new Lightning message channel, or new Lightning web component also you can create. But from here, you can't create all the things. Okay. So if you click on Explorer also, you won't get much things. And here you can see all the existed things as well. So in your environment, if there are any Apex classes present, you can see those classes. If your Apex class not Apex class, your Salesforce org, if it contains any Apex classes, you can see those classes here. If your like org have any LWC components, you can see those things as well in this. And the beauty of this thing is whenever if you create some Apex class or something, you need not to deploy those things explicitly into your org. So whenever, let's suppose, I'll try to create one Apex class. Learning Apex. Let's suppose I'm giving class name like this one. Okay, so by default, this will be deployed as it is saving. Open. Open this extension once again. Now I'll go to Apex classes. Please not install. File, new Apex class. You can see whenever I click on deploy, by default, this Apex class created and it came here. Now, what I'll do is I'll go to Salesforce. Okay. Without closing this, if you see, if I'll go to Salesforce and here I'll refresh this page. From setup also, we can see Apex classes. So I'll go to Apex classes in this. So Apex classes, you can see. You can see whatever the test class we created there, that got created. So that is the beauty of this Chrome extension. So whenever you create something LWC component or Apex class, without deploying that, if you save that component, by default, all those changes will be replicated in Salesforce. Whereas coming to the Visual Studio Code, whenever you do some code changes or whenever you write some code, after doing all the changes, we have to right click on the component and we have to deploy that code into the source org. Okay, that is only the difference between both the things. With this, I'm concluding for today. In next session, we'll see one project. Thank you.